Now let us see present perfect continuous tense diagrammatically, what it is actually. For example, students get confused in writing one for the other, especially they write present continuous for something which is already continuing from the past, and sometimes they write even for present perfect continuous also they write only simple present continuous. This is how they are mistaken. They find a kind of difficulty. If the function is clear, if the use is clear, we can use them correctly. So the present perfect continuous tense has its own function, especially you can watch it here. On a line we are representing it, that is, we have made it into three parts. For example, the past, present here, past here, and also the future here. See, a cross mark you can see. This cross mark indicates action happened. It can be 7 o'clock, it can be yesterday, it can be in the morning, it can be in 1995 or any other year also. It has already happened. Not only that, this indicates, even you find something like this, arrows are there. What do we know about arrows? Arrows indicate incomplete actions, actions which are progressing. So in the past what happened? Something started. So the started action is progressing toward the future. Future means it has come up to this present. At the moment of speaking, now we are speaking about some particular thing. So we have an activity. See, for example, it is raining from the clouds, and this has started at 7 o'clock. If we have to, because in the earlier sessions we have already gone through that present continuous speaks only the things which are going on at the moment of speaking. It has nothing to do with the past. But whereas here, the function of present perfect continuous is slightly larger than the present continuous. It indicated only up to this. This is it. Only this particular part it is present continuous. But whereas here, present perfect continuous tense not only tells about the present continuous, along with it, it also tells when that particular activity started. If we talk about rain, it started at 7 o'clock. If we talk about something else, so we say, since yesterday I have been waiting. So example, yesterday, you are waiting now? Since yesterday you have been waiting. So we have been living here since maybe 1995. So you are talking about your staying or living here. Not only now, you are living now, and this living has started in the year 1995. That means diagrammatically we have represented this. So diagrammatically in an equation way you have to present this. Then what is the equation you can have? Because it will have past as well as present continuous. So it is a confluence. It is a mixture of past plus present continuous is equal to present perfect continuous. Is it clear? Present continuous activity is very limited. It can express only the things which are at present. But whereas present perfect continuous tense can also include the past when it has started. Is it clear? So this is how the present perfect continuous tense works. Since you being the technical students, you can understand the above diagram in the form of an equation. Present perfect continuous tense is equal to simple past and present continuous. So the activity which started in the past is past tense, plus the activity which is going on at the moment of speaking is present continuous. That is how we have. For example, you have the example, it has been raining since 7 o'clock. It is raining now. Is raining is present continuous. Since 7 o'clock, because this activity started at 7 o'clock, this is past. Clubbed together, joined together, you have the present perfect continuous tense. Is it clear? The structure given for this is, you know about subject. Subject plus has or have plus addition. We, been here. Been plus verb in the continuous form. Subject it and has been raining since 7 o'clock. So this is the thing which really distinguishes it. If I put here now, I cannot use this one, this particular form of the tense. I should use it is raining now, because it's something special. Since 7 o'clock is to be included, then I have to borrow, or I have to go for a different tense form, that is present perfect continuous tense, which has a form like this. So has or have been and verb in the continuous form. Is it clear? All right, students, the diagram is clear. Here again the people are holding something like the constituents. What are the parts that are there in the structure? So you see have been, has been are used along with this, and also for example this one, maybe singing, reading, teaching, working or studying. These are in the continuous form. And let us see the examples in order to make the idea clear. For example, you have I have been learning English grammar for 2 years. If you are learning now, you can say I am learning English grammar now. But this activity of learning has started 2 years before. As this activity started 2 years before, you are using it in a different form, that is present perfect continuous. The past 2 years you are including here, and also now you are learning. So that is why I have been learning English grammar for 2 years. I started this learning activity 2 years before, that is past. I am also learning now, that is present continuous. So present perfect continuous has simple past plus present perfect continuous. Is it clear? Another example, it means up to now, present perfect continuous, that action or that activity is continuing even now. So many more examples are given here, so you can watch them and you can know better with the examples. Well, students, we have just completed looking at a few pictures in order to do an exercise that's going to come. Let us be clear about what the thing that we are going to do in the exercise. In the coming exercises, you are informed about subject many number of times in every tense. So then we have to be clear what a subject really is. What is a subject? So for example, you have seen the clippings there, you have seen the pictures. For example, the picture was like the first one, if you really remember, it was about the flower. So then the flower becomes a subject about which we are speaking. So also we have another picture about Lord Buddha. If we say anything about Lord Buddha, that becomes a subject. So also the following picture you have, maybe the boat, old man or any other thing which becomes a subject. And where is the complexity then? Where is the difficulty that we really feel? The difficulty is sometimes we get confused. Subject means, for example, say a student is always industrious. So here we are talking about a student, and whatever that followed is a predicate, we all know it. So this particular sentence is okay. Sometimes you also have a student wearing red dress and also wearing black shoes is coming here. So here in this sentence you have a long subject. This is not just limited to a student. It is followed by something, because we are particularizing about the particular boy, the student wearing red dress and also black shoes. Only that particular student is talked about. So this is how, in order to avoid the difficulty, try to observe the sentences given and also mark the subject there, so that we can understand better in the following examples. Identifying the subject. You have some sentences given over here, already underlined, but you also verify, check whether it is done correctly or not. Of course, all of them are correct. At least see the difference. What's here? For example, the first sentence you have, Mahatma Gandhi is the father of our nation, which is there in the context also. So what is there in this particular sentence as subject? About Mahatma Gandhi we are speaking. So hence he becomes the subject of this particular sentence. Again, in the second sentence you have Gandhi's philosophy is the need of the hour. Here, what is the need of the hour? Not Gandhi. Gandhi's philosophy is the need of the hour. Hence the subject is the total, that is both the words. Gandhi's philosophy becomes the subject, because we are talking about the philosophy of Gandhiji. So here you can find the difference. Whatever is spoken about becomes the subject. Then in the third sentence, the sun rises in the east, the sun becomes the subject. The fourth sentence, water resources, not just water, water resources are decreasing. And again about the fifth sentence, Lord Buddha taught love to the people. So we are talking about Lord Buddha. So Lord Buddha becomes our subject. See the sixth sentence here, a white lotus is a rare flower. Which lotus? White lotus, not simply lotus or white. We are talking about the total, that is white lotus is a rare flower. Maybe many flowers are available, but a white lotus we are talking about. So white lotus is the subject in this particular sentence. And then an old man is lighting his cigar. You have watched on the clippings also. An old man becomes the subject here. And again the eighth sentence, you have a boat is floating on water. What is that? A boat is the subject. Then again the ninth sentence, the Theosophical Society in Madras is a great place. You are not talking about just Theosophical Society, the society which is in Madras you are talking about. It may have many branches all over the world, but you are talking something about the Madras. So the Theosophical Society in Madras becomes the subject. Is it clear? So whatever we speak about, the complete thing is the subject in a sentence. Then observe the 10th sentence here, the students of diploma first year are writing their exams. It is not simply students. Students, all the students are not writing, may not be writing at least. But you are telling something about diploma first year students. So the students of diploma first year become the subject in this particular sentence. Is it clear? I hope it is clear with these examples. See, subject can be in a one word or maybe in many words. Then let us observe what tense is. Already mentioned on the screen that it means the time at which the action of the verb takes place. That is, it can be in the past, or it can be in the present, or it can be in the future. But we ought to have some kind of distinction between past, present and future. Otherwise there would be a lot of confusion. People may not have common understanding about common statement. In order to have common statements, common understanding, we have framed certain, or the grammarians preceding us, they have formed certain common principles or rules of understanding so that we do not distort the existing rules. Alright, the example, my father gave me a new watch. I give a rent of rupees 300 for this house. We shall give an application for scholarship. See, the verb give is expressed in three different forms. In the first sentence you have gave, in the second sentence you have give, in the third sentence shall give. See, they represent three different tenses. This is already given, this is past, and here this is about the present, and this in future you are going to give. Hence, this is future, this is present, and this is past. Not only the three broad categories of past, present and future, but every tense has four different forms. They are simple form, continuous form, perfect form and perfect continuous form. Let us examine the present four forms. They are the present indefinite tense. This is how we have here, I give. Again in the present continuous, you have I am giving. Third one, present perfect, I have given. And the present perfect continuous, I have been giving. You find the same verb expressed in three different structures. For example, give, you have the first base form or the V1. It is not with any kind of decoration or additions. Just the bare basic form you have give. Again for the second present continuous, you are expressing the structure in a different way. You are taking the help of am here, and give is not expressed like give, but is made into giving. So also the third one, have given, you have taken the help of have here in order to make it a perfect one, and the verb also is in the third form, given. So come to the fourth one, I have been giving. This is a perfect continuous form. You are using have here, been extra, and also the verb in the continuous form. So we have these four different forms of the present tense. Here is an example of my daily program here. I wake up every day about 7 o'clock. You can find what is happening here, the meaning of it. I wake up. I get out of bed and go and wake Funny and Sunny. I sometimes drip some water on them to wake them. Again you see underlined verbs. Then they get up and chase me to the bathroom. We wash and we brush our teeth, and then we go back to the bedroom to dress. See, the verbs underlined here are in the base form, which do not tell anything happening at the moment of speaking. I wake up, or I get out, wake, Funny and Sunny, drip some water. These actions are not taking place at the moment of speaking. That means usually what they do every day, generally what they do every time. So this is explained here, not the particular activity which they are doing now. So this is our habit, every day we go like this, we do like this, and we wake up like this. So you try to observe the rest of the paragraph also and have a clear idea about the simple present tense. Mother usually calls, that is her habit, usually calls upstairs, come on boys, breakfast ready. So we hurry, that is every day they do like this. We hurry downstairs, we say, so that we say, good morning mother, good morning father, and sit down to breakfast. We can deduce or infer the meaning or the, sometimes you call it definition, not necessary definition as such, but at least we have to be clear about the function as such. The simple present tense is used for a repeated or habitual action. Is it clear? Repeated or habitual action. How can we really identify? How can we really recognize that this particular thing belongs to this particular tense form? For example, you find words like always, never, occasionally, often, generally, sometimes, usually, every week, on Mondays, Sundays, twice a year. All these words indicate that those actions are repeated. They are habits. They are done every day. For example, maybe to express their nature also, often. Sometimes, what is this often? Sometimes you can ask me. Sometimes, twice a year. All these fall into the category and really differentiate from the other tense forms, and whenever these words are used, you should simply or blindly think that they are habits, and you have to use only the verb in the first form or the base form of the verb. It is clear from the paragraph which we have seen, that is the verb was always in the present, simple present, that is the base form of the verb, all because we had underlined. So the structure we can have for this is subject plus V1 or the base form of the verb or the present form of the verb, whatever name you want to give, you can give it. So this is the first one. Students, we have come to the other tense, that is present continuous tense, and we should be clear even about this present continuous also. Sometimes we use one tense for the other. This is the real present tense, or the tense with which we speak about at the moment. Let us be clear that whatever you are doing now, maybe the listening activity or the writing activity or whatever talking activity, these activities are expressed in present continuous form. So, present continuous expresses or tells about the activities that we are doing now, which are going on, not over, and we do not know when they are over. All right? Let us see the other examples. Dear students, you must have seen the picture on the screen. See, the people were sitting in a hotel, and there were waiters and also some people doing activities, different activities. Even the boys also you find playing on the sands. So like this, the picture indicated certain actions and activities. So with that, we thought of doing some exercise. So let us do it like this. It's a fine day, it isn't raining. So there the picture shows that it was a clear day. That is why the boys, especially the children, are playing outside. This is a European situation, because finding clear skies is a difficulty for them. Happens to be a boon for them. Usually they come out and they play. So we can see the sun is shining. Even the sun is also shown there. The sun is also shining. Waiters are standing, aren't they? They are standing. Men and women are sitting at the tables. Yes, they were sitting at the tables. It's a hotel. Then one woman is eating an ice. See, some of the men are drinking coffee. One of the women is drinking a cup of tea. One of the men is smoking a cigarette. The waiters are not smoking cigarettes. They are not drinking tea or coffee. One of the boys is walking to the sands. One of the women is speaking to the waiter. One of the men is reading a newspaper. The children are playing on the yellow sand. So, you have observed the modal sentences over there, what they were doing in the picture. They are with some structure. What is that structure? Along with the subject, we were using either am or is or are plus verb in the continuous form. Are standing, are drinking, is playing. See, these were the sentences. So in the sentences we have one of the three be forms and also the verb in the continuous form. So this is the structure. Whenever a sentence is given, you have to identify, looking at the structure of it. If you find am or is or are along with the verb in the continuous form, you have to tick it as present continuous. Students, we are in an exercise. That is, we have seen the structures of 4 different forms of tense. Let us see whether we are doing properly or not, whether we can identify the tense form correctly or not. The first one, we bathe in the river. Bathe is underlined here. This is the verb. I hope you know that is the first form of the verb. Then this is in the simple present. Subject plus V1, what do we call it? This is simple present. Then you have, I have known everything about you. Let us see only the verb part. I is the subject, has or have plus V3, know, knew, known. That means along with subject we have and V3, this is present perfect tense. Clear? Let us do more and more examples in the class also. This is only for the guidance of us. This is only for repetition and quick overview. Even the teachers will be doing in the class. So, swallows do not fly to cold lands in summer. Swallows, forms the subject here. Do not fly. So fly here, fly is a verb, do not is a negative. You are taking the help of do and making it a negative here. Do not fly to cold lands in summer. This is simple present. Is it or not? Do you help your friends in trouble? Then again this is a simple sentence, simple present tense. Why? But do is also there. This is taken for making an interrogative simple present tense. The laborers have not dug. This is a V3 form of dig, and you have. So negative present perfect tense is this. Laborers have not dug the foundation. I hope it is clear. Does she not walk gracefully? Again this is an interrogative with a question mark, and this is asked in a question form, that is taking the help of does. This is a simple present tense. Mr. Winkle does not work regularly. Again this is a negative, simple present, verb is in the first form, and does not, this is the negative accessories that we are using. And again you have, do the farmers reap the ripe harvest? Again here the question is, reap is in the simple present, but it is in the question form, that is interrogative, taking the help of do. The slave has pulled the thorn out of the lion's paw. See, slave is the subject. About slave only we are talking about, isn't? Then you have has. Pulled is the third form of pull. So naturally you have subject plus has plus V3. This is present perfect tense. See, for example, the hunter shoots a buck. Shoots. Try to name it, because all, if you have already done, you try to do for this. There's plenty of time here. Come on, you see, shoots. I will simply give you the verb structure, or maybe the verb part of it. You try to identify it. Shoots, what will you write for shoots? Then are singing. You have to name. By looking into the verb part of it, you can really say that are singing what it is. You know it, you will do it. Children do not draw pictures. Do not draw pictures. This is V1, verb in the base form. Come on, you name it, write it here again. Then, are the wasps migrating to hot lands? Again you have this, but don't get confused. Are is here, my dear boys and girls. Here, are is here, and also verb in the continuous form, you find it here. So club together what it is you have to write. The cook has been working in the kitchen since dawn. Has been cooking. Look at this verb part, note it down and write it. Simple exercise. The first bell does not ring at 8 a.m. A ring again in the first form. See, you can write what it is. The next, seventh one, does the crow steal a piece of cheese? Steal in the question form, but the form is V1. You can name it easily. Then come to the eighth sentence. The fox is not jumping, hard to get at the grapes. See, only jumping is here, but you have the auxiliary, maybe the B form is here. Don't get confused. Club together, you have to understand the verb and name it, the particular tense form of it. Then I do not learn this poem by heart. Learn in V1, that is a base form of the verb, we all know it. So you can name it. What tense form it is really? The last bell has gone. So we are talking about the last bell, you know what it is, which part of the sentence that is the subject. And again you have this has and gone. So has or have, and gone, you know this is V3. No, come on, you tell me whether this is something which we are talking about. Okay, next come to this one. We have sunbathed for 3 hours. Again subject here, and have sunbathed, that is auxiliary plus V3. Come on, name it. The angler is getting ready to go fishing. Is getting ready. I think it is clear. Then the students are not doing their homework. Are not doing their homework. Only a negative here, and are doing. Do it. Has the beggar pretended to be blind? Has the beggar pretended? Don't look at this particular one, my dear students. You have to look at the particular one here also. Has pretended. That means has also there, and pretended in the third form. Then you name it. Well, students, I hope you have enjoyed the session on English grammar, including the tense, degrees of comparison, and also the question tags, which happen to be more useful in the daily functional English in order to have minimum possible mistakes. Because these comprise the important part of the grammar, especially tenses, in order to make our structures clear. Second one, question tags, they can also be used not only for knowing the grammar rule, but also for making speech practice. This makes us clear by repeating the question tags a number of times, we can improve the speech skills. So we can improve the fluency, be a better speaker. As part of the grammar, we have even the degrees of comparison, which we have to do in the examination and will be doing in the daily practice. Especially, you have to repeat the tense number of times. I hope you have followed it. Even if you are not, you may repeat the exercises that we have already done in the explanation through the diagrams. Especially the diagrammatic representation will help us better in understanding the function or the usage of a particular tense or tense form, and also for correcting the sentences that are given in the examination. So these days, testing of English is related or concentrated on tenses and also the different aspects of degrees of comparison, nouns, adjectives, all put together, but the tense is more and more important. I hope you have got the real essential part in the grammar. Hope you will follow the things which are told in the class, and also will make an impression which will be with you forever in the life to improve the speech skills. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and also further I thank you again for being with you and doing this particular class. Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Further clarification, contact the Additional Secretary, State Board of Technical Education and Training, 7th floor, BRKR Bhavan, Tank Bund Road, Hyderabad 500063. Fax 040-322-0546.